Hey there, fellow thinkers. Today we're diving into the minds of some of history's greatest philosophers. Get ready for a fun ride through the thoughts of Aristotle, Plato, Socrates, and more. Now I know what you're thinking. Philosophy? Isn't that like super boring and complicated? Well, yeah, it can be, but it can also be mind-blowingly awesome. These philosophical bigwigs grappled with some of life's biggest questions, like what's the meaning of life, and is that hot dog a sandwich? Okay, maybe they didn't debate the sandwich thing, but you get the point. So buckle up, grab your thinking caps, or, a comfy pillow, and get ready to explore the fascinating world of philosophy. First up, we've got Aristotle, the OG philosopher who rocked a toga like nobody's business. Aristotle was all about living the good life, which he called eudaimonia.
Now, eudaimonia isn't just about chugging margaritas on a beach, though that doesn't sound too bad. It's about reaching your full potential as a human being by living a life of virtue. Think courage, honesty, kindness, and all that jazz.
But here's the kicker, he didn't think happiness was just a fleeting feeling. Nope. He saw it as a state of being, a way of life that you cultivate through virtuous actions.
Well, I'm a big fan of the golden mean. Basically, it's all about finding the balance between extremes.
Next up, we've got Plato, the philosophical heavyweight who was obsessed with something called forms.
Imagine the most perfect version of everything. The perfect circle, the perfect cheeseburger, the perfect cat video. According to me, these perfect versions exist in a realm of forms, which is like a cosmic blueprint for everything in our world.
But here's the catch. The stuff we experience in our daily lives, it's just a pale imitation of the forms, like a bunch of wonky circles drawn by a toddler high on juice boxes.
So why should we care about these forms if we can't even see them? Well, I believe that by studying philosophy and pondering the big questions, we can catch glimpses of these perfect forms and gain a deeper understanding of reality.
It's kind of like trying to understand the concept of beauty by looking at a bunch of pretty pictures. The pictures are cool and all, but the true essence of beauty exists on a whole other level. Now it's time for Socrates, the OG troll of philosophy who was notorious for his annoying yet insightful questions. Seriously, this guy would not stop asking why.
The unexamined life isn't worth living. I was all about questioning everything, challenging assumptions, and making people think, even if it meant being kind of a pain in the butt.
His signature move was the Socratic method, which involved asking a series of seemingly simple questions that would gradually expose the flaws in people's arguments. It was like intellectual judo, using your opponent's own words against them.
The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. So, the next time someone tries to tell you something with absolute certainty, channel your inner Socrates and hit them with a why. You might be surprised by what you discover.
Let's hop over to ancient China and meet Confucius, the ultimate champion of good manners and social harmony. Confucius was all about living a virtuous life, but he took it a step further by emphasizing the importance of social relationships. He believed that a well-ordered society is built on strong families, respect for elders, and a sense of duty to one another. Confucius also stressed the importance of education and self-cultivation. He believed that everyone has the potential for greatness, but it takes hard work, discipline, and a lifelong commitment to learning to achieve it. One of his most famous sayings is, "What you do not want done to yourself, do not do unto others." So the next time you're tempted to be a jerk, remember Confucius and his wise words. A little bit of kindness and respect can go a long way in creating a more harmonious world. Time to get our existential crisis on with René Descartes, the French philosopher who was obsessed with proving that he actually existed. Descartes' most famous quote is "Cogito ergo sum," which is Latin for "I think, therefore I am." Basically, he was saying that the very act of doubting our own existence proves that we exist. Descartes was all about using reason and logic to arrive at the truth. He believed that by doubting everything we think we know, we can strip away our preconceived notions and arrive at a foundation of knowledge that is unshakable. It's a good reminder that sometimes a little bit of healthy skepticism can be a good thing. Last but not least, we have Immanuel Kant, the German philosopher who was all about duty, morality, and following the rules. Kant's most famous idea is the categorical imperative, which is like a universal moral law that everyone should follow, regardless of their personal desires or circumstances. Basically, it boils down to this: act only according to that maxim, whereby you can at the same time will that it should become a universal law. In other words, don't be a jerk and don't do anything you wouldn't want everyone else to do. Kant believed that by following the categorical imperative, we can live ethical and meaningful lives. It's about doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do, not because we expect a reward or fear punishment. So the next time you're faced with a moral dilemma, remember Kant and his categorical imperative. And there you have it, folks. A whirlwind tour through the minds of some of history's greatest philosophers. Stay curious and keep questioning. We've explored Aristotle's quest for eudaimonia, Plato's world of forms, Socrates' annoying questions, Confucius's emphasis on social harmony, Nietzsche's radical individualism, Descartes' quest for certainty, and Kant's categorical imperative. Whew! That was a lot of philosophy, but hopefully you've come away with a newfound appreciation for the power of ideas and the importance of asking big questions. So go forth, fellow thinkers, and continue to explore the fascinating world of philosophy.